1 million VC now.
Oh my God.
What are you going to spend it on? What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I gotta save it because I feel like I'm the type of person.
You just want to flex on it. You just want to show the 1 million stat line.
I'm gonna just send a screenshot to all of my friends. Oh my God.
Congratulations, Miles Brown. 1 million VC.
Let's go.
It's yours.
Woo. Let's do it. Oh my God. I can't believe I just won $1 million.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And it is Magic basketball tonight as the Orlando Magic go up against the Phoenix Suns. And guys, for the Suns, they've got an opportunity tonight to sweep the season series 2 wins to none. The coaching staff commented that they feel confident coming into this one. And I'll tell you, two tremendous defenses tonight.
Yes.
It's going to be hard for either team to put up many points.
That's why you got to stay patient, Ernie. You can't just jack up shots. Every bucket is going to matter. Don't.
For the protection of the players and fans, any violators will be removed and are subject to arrest and prosecution.
Starting strong if it's not, it's necessary. A reminder to fans, 10,000 fans to the arena.
We're live, the home of the Magic, the Amway Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The Magic are looking to grab one here for the home fans in Orlando before heading out again. What a story right now for these guys. Win after win. It's been a phenomenal stretch.
Well, this team is a lot of fun to watch. Everything seems to be going their way. But listen, they're making their own breaks now. They're taking advantage of situations and opportunities, and they're doing everything right on both ends of the floor.
Well, Clark, a few teams at this point in the season have battled through back-to-back games. Just how hard is that on the body to play in consecutive nights in this league?
As I recall, Kevin, it wasn't terribly difficult. As a matter of fact, I kind of enjoyed it. You could either get the bad taste of a loss out of your mouth quickly by playing another game. You didn't have to really practice. There's some energy concerns, obviously, but when you're well-rested and excited about playing, you find the energy. But I do believe there's studies that show there's a greater probability for injury the more back-to-back games that you have. That's one of the reasons the league has sought to minimize the number of back-to-back games across the schedule.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Suns, Booker and Warren on the perimeter. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Ayton. And it's Rose in at the point guard. So the Orlando Magic able to put the first points up on the board. Booker outside. Outside Warren. 5 to shoot. And Rose wide open. He shoots. Phoenix no good that time either. Pass to Fournier. Orlando moving the ball around. No good from Jay.
And sometimes, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
And it's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Kidd-Gilchrist. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Here's Jay. Here's Vucevic. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Vucevic has got 5.
Quite honestly, Vucevic is one of the most aggressive and best rebounders in the association.
Back to Rose. Shoots over Grant, and he overshot that one, missing. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jay, the pass to Fournier. Isaac with the ball. Grant outside. To the inside. Jay banked in off the glass. Jay's got his first basket.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Now here's Ayton. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Suns shooting their first free throws of this.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Terrence Ross has checked in for Evan Fournier, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant.
And getting after it on the offensive glass and adding to that early total with the putback.
How about early attack mode? I love the approach he's coming to this game with. Really strong.
Here's Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
Hey, major props to Josh Jackson. Made an intelligent play there. Has a good feel for when his guys have a clean look.
Here's Jay, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness there, Greg. I mean, very committed to getting the shot he wanted.
Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Magic. They went to Phoenix for their last meeting with the Suns and came out with a win.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Yep, exactly. And it also stretches that defense out a little bit, expands the floor for you, and makes things really hard for the defenders when you space and stretch them like that.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. For the Magic, Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. The Magic shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Clark, we all know you are one of the best players and maybe the greatest high school class ever. Guys who are now in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. What a list of names and great players.
Yeah, terrific players, and proud and privileged to be part of that class. 1979 is what you talk about. Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Terry Cummings. I could go on and on and on, but obviously some of those guys, Hall of Famers, and distinguished not just in what they did in high school and college and the pros, but in how many of them have lived their lives off the court, too.
Jay out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Vucevic, and it's Grant in at the point guard position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Kings got the job done. He had 43 points and did his thing on the defensive end with a number of steals. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when a player is that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Now here's Ayton. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. They get a hand on it. Isaac with the steal.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
Suns have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And there's Ayton, and that's good on the assist from Kid Gilchrist. Ayton's got it all tied up now for the Suns. Here's Jay. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Rose kicks to Warren. Rose against Grant. Back to Warren. He feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. And T.J. Warren gets the 3. Warren's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, Michael Kidd Gilchrist getting better at recognizing when his teammates are open. And if he continues to improve, he'll be more valuable as a teammate.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Magic.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And another thing they've done right from the start is converting a lot of those second chance opportunities. Those can be hard to come by sometimes.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Jackson comes in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist, and it's Booker in for Rose. The Magic have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. Diallo, he's checked in for Warren. There's a minute left now here in the second. Fournier against Jackson for 3. Booker, he can't get that one to fall. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Here's Jay. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. And I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Now here's Ayton. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. It's tipped. Isaac passes to Jay. Right side Fournier. Over Jackson. Again, the Magic score.
Very difficult to distract Fournier when he's skying up for the jumper. His razor-sharp focus is a differentiator.
And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. "11 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Booker looking around. Here's Bridges. And again, it's the Suns missing. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Magic lead by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Nick, what changed as the first half continued?
We toughened up a little bit. We know they were getting a lot of easy points, a lot of points around the paint, around the basket, and we just started playing more aggressive, playing hard on defensive end, and that got us going offensively too. So we just got to keep doing that, play hard, and should be fine.
Keeping the paint tight is key. Thanks very much, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Yeah, the effort and intensity from a defensive standpoint has just really been superb, really firing up his team.
And Greg, you know, to have a really good defense, you need that rim protector back there, and this guy was an absolute beast during that half.
On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Booker and Warren on the perimeter. Ayton is out there with Michael Kidd Gilchrist. And it's Rose in at the point. He kicks it to Kidd Gilchrist. Who's back up. Great D that time from Vucevic.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
You know, they seem to be on the same page out there, Greg. I mean, definitely the momentum is with them.
And it's the Suns with the ball. After the Magic pick up 2. Pass to Kidd Gilchrist. Got a piece of it. 3-on-3. The shot's good from Jay. And now it's a 10-point Magic lead
and the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. As we take a look at the power forward position, Clark, one you know very well, who are some of the more underrated guys at that power forward spot?
Wow, underrated. You always run into some interesting names when you think about underrated. I think a guy that perhaps has finally found himself with the talent that he came into the league with is James Johnson down in Miami. He does a little bit of everything, had one of his best seasons this past year. Taj Gibson, I think, is undervalued for what he brings. I love that. Yes, indeedy.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Orlando making some changes. J.J. Redick's checked in for Fournier, and D.J. Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. Willie Reed, he's checked in for the Suns.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Yeah, it looks too easy for him. Almost looks too easy for him, I should say, Greg. I mean, their chemistry really, really at a high level.
Chalk up 2 there.
And Rose must continue to focus on his facilitating. When he does that, this is a dangerous team.
Jay, the pass to Vucevic. Inside, Jay, and Orlando again with the bucket.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Rose kicks to Warren. And it's sent back by Isaac.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome, and outshoot excels at getting up and denying shots.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
And a much-needed run, too, Greg. I mean, they've turned it up a notch, really taking over now.
And the wide-open shot from Warren. They get it back. Reed kicks to Warren. Outside Rose. Booker outside. 6 to shoot. It's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Diallo, he's checked in for 8. Trevor Booker comes in for Willie Reed. Josh Jackson's checked in for Warren. And it's Bridges in for Derrick Rose. Orlando leading by 14.
And remember, T.J. Warren, he averaged 25.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
The free throw off from Jay. Suns trail by 16. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Gordon, the pass to Jay. And there it is for him. Jay's got 25 points in the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
58 seconds left to play here in the third. No good from Booker. On offense, here are the Magic. They're on an 18-6 run. No good from Jay. And so Booker will bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. They trail by 16. Now, here's Bridges, guarded closely. On the wing, Booker sinks the three-pointer. Booker's got 14 points.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Bamba passes to Jay. Gordon trying to break loose, and that basket is in there from Jay.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar. You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
And Booker kicks to Diallo, and it's blocked.
The main weapon in Bamba's attack, the slender long arms he possesses, helps him block lots of shots.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Orlando out in front, up by 15. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
Orlando making some changes. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Jay comes in for Aaron Gordon, and Isaac subbed in for Ross. And the Suns here with a different look. Ayton, he's checked in for Sheck Diallo. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Booker. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Josh Jackson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Booker. They've got Grant. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Vucevic in at the center, filling out the middle. That's who's out there for Orlando.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
Drills the three-pointer.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Got a piece of it. To the inside, just 5 on the clock. He gets it in there. And it's 7 points for T.J. Warren.
And that's the role they want for Rose, getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
Suns trail by 14. Over to the wing. Bridges against Fournier. Bridges kicks to Ayton. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. And here's Rose outside. Cans it from downtown. Rose has got 6 points in the quarter.
And Rose, so dangerous coming off the pick. All he needs is a half step, and he can do the rest. I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
We've got 1:48 left in the game. To the middle, here's Bridges. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Fournier. Warren the pass to Bridges. To the inside, here's Kid Gilchrist. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Magic leading by 11. No good from Jay. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And the Suns making a change here. Booker's checked in. Rose dishes to Kid Gilchrist, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Good at using his size in the paint. Even when Kid Gilchrist is defended, he uses his body well.
Here's Jay, and he banks in the layup. Jay's got 36.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Orlando.
They simply ran them off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And so when you look at the season record, this one will tally up win number 43 on the year.
They simply refused to let their opponent off the hook in either game this season. And that's why they're going to finish up the year with a 2-0 record in the season series against Phoenix.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Just 3 to shoot. And Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Suns call time. They trail by 11. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jay.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. To the inside, here's Kirkland. It's good, the assist this time from Jackson.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
So the Magic win it. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you next time.
So it's got like 3 layers of meats and cheeses, and then it's all bread.
Miles.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, another really high-quality season being played by a team that we've come to expect nothing less from. There they are, top spot in the East,
miss out on any upcoming.
And now, that's
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Orlando Magic are ready for this thing to get started. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. With Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline, David Aldridge. Looking back to the last matchup between these two teams, it was Orlando coming out with the win against the Detroit Pistons.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Well, yeah, we saw how deep they can go. No drop off at all. I mean, when they went to their bench, the points just kept coming.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Jonathan Isaac, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. You know, Chris, parity, always a question, in this league and how you try to get teams to advance. But over a long season, it seems like any team can surprise you on any given night.
Yeah, almost every team has the talent that can beat you, especially in a one game. You must respect your opponent. Sometimes it can come down to schemes, coaching. Sometimes it can come down to just one bad shot. You can never underestimate motivation as a factor. And that's where the good teams separate themselves. Who can continue to have that same focus every night, and in the words of Coach Popovich, that appropriate fear of your opponent.
And Detroit has possession. After the missed 3 from Jay, Craig, good. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Can they get it? And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Well, yeah, it took them a while to get those first points. Maybe this will help their confidence just a little bit.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Drummond. It's stolen by Vucevic. Here's Jay. Rebound by the Pistons.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
To the paint. And Griffin slams it in.
You have to keep this man out of the paint. Griffin, professional poster maker.
Down low, Jackson. Misses from close range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And he hits it from deep. 3 points there from Jay. Jay's got 5 points so far. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Jackson kicks to Craig. Griffin inside. He's coming off a 16-point game against Houston. The Magic trail by 4. Jay.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Drummond. Stanley Johnson comes in for Torrey Craig. And Thomas subbed in for Kennard. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. J.J. Redick's checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaron Grant in for Augustine. Here's Jackson after the made shot from Jay. Griffin's shot is off. Here's Jay, and it's Orlando with another.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Detroit. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Jang. Lays it up off the glass. Jang's got his first points of the night.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Orlando shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Both free throws good from Jay.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line. Well, Reggie Jackson, drafted by the Thunder with the 24th pick in 2011. Now, despite playing big minutes, he wasn't happy backing up Westbrook. He wanted a chance to start.
It's deflected.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. The shot's good from Fournier.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And so in the game for the Magic, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the small forward position. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Suns was superb. He finished with 36 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
Yeah, he was special. But the biggest challenge for him tonight is that the defense will be ready for him. They saw what he did in the last game, just like the rest of them.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. Everyone seems to suffer small injuries, C-Webb, over the course of a season. Who does the best, you think, at battling through those minor bumps and bruises and injuries and still continues to play well?
You know what, Kevin? I can't answer that question because whoever does it does not let us know also that they're hurt.
They hide it. Yeah, good point. You're right.
Because the main guys that get through it, they're not going to tell you.
Good point. Here's Kennard following the bucket by Orlando.
Wow, Drummond leaving the floor so quickly. The chemistry he has with his teammates on these alley-oops is very impressive.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Augustine against Thomas. Stolen away. To the inside, Jay, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got assist number 5 here tonight. Pistons trailed by 10. Pass to Griffin. There's 1:38 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Jay, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. After the Magic pick up 2. Knocked loose. And Augustine with a clear path to the hoop. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now here's Thomas. 14 points from him the last game against Houston.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
And it's Drummond missing.
That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time.
And the basket by Isaac.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Wow, it's time for them to switch up their defense because what they've been doing so far is not working.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Drummond. Henry Ellenson comes in for Blake Griffin. Johnson, he's checked in for Torrey Craig. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Thomas. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Ross comes in for Jonathan Isaac. J.J. Redick's checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really...
And so it's the Orlando Magic with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. Their defense has been active and effective. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first two quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be a catalyst for your team.
The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Kennard is out there with Jackson, and it's Craig in at the 3 slot. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half.
And you know what? This guy is just a natural-born scorer.
Here's Jackson, following the bucket by Orlando. Here's Griffin. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
A big problem for the defense inside. I mean, once Griffin gets established, he's comfortable shooting the ball.
One thing Blake Griffin's teammates, Chris, talk about is the leadership he brings the team.
This is a role he's comfortable in. A 5-time All-Star. He's a hard worker, mature, and that's something every team needs.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now, here's Fournier.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Pistons trail by 16. Jackson looking around, and then Griffin with the dunk.
The offensive arsenal of Griffin, so dangerous, especially when it seems he can't miss from anywhere.
No good from Jay.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
And he bangs it home with one hand.
And that's his M.O. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Jackson kicks to Craig. And there's the pass to Drummond. And Griffin scores. The assist by Drummond. 16 points for Blake Griffin.
Well, he's doing his best to get them back into this game. He's been money from the field.
Jay, the pass to Vucevic. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And the Magic lead by 16.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Passes to Craig. Pistons passing it around. Drummond with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Griffin. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Vucevic. Blake Griffin, the focal point offensively, but he's not just a scorer. Chris, he's one of the most gifted passers that you'll see among NBA big men.
I mean, one of the top assist men in the entire league. He's a great lob passer. I mean, that ability to create for teammates really enhances his offensive impact.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Drummond. Johnson comes in for Torrey Craig. And Thomas subbed in for Luke Kennard. And Jay gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Thomas. To the middle, here's Kennard. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Kennard's got his first bucket of the night. Magic leading by 15. Here's Gordon. Bamba kicks to Gordon. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Inside. Here's Griffin. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And yes, it's good. Jay's got 10 points here in the second half.
Something lit a fire under him this quarter. Their lead's safe as long as he's on the floor.
He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Fellas, isn't that why you like to have a great point guard who can make a play above the rim like that?
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
So you know it's scoring. My back is enormous. This is the last warning. Met that girl that night. Ooh, do the morning. No girl, sorry. Hang up, girl, call me. No, you will not have me caught up all over Mari. Cash out, make it rain, no game of time. Like a Harley, only boy in the party. I was on the phone. Yeah, I will play with Cardi. Come on, that's got some. Hearts all on my cards. I was in the lamb Cardi. He was in the water. I'ma keep on flying.
Let's check out the leaders in field goal percentage as a team. Number 1, the Magic.
Are just tremendously disciplined.
You know, when it comes to ongoing contract negotiations, C-Web, how distracting did you find it for those players and for yourself to deal with all that going on?
It can be very distracting if you allow it to take over. What I would suggest for players in those situations, whether you're a restricted free agent or a free agent, I would give you one piece of advice, and I think LeBron has epitomized this. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about what team or what pending teams or what city you like to go swimming in or you and your wife visit in the summer, because all that does is create confusion. And all it does is send a message to fans and other players that maybe you're thinking about something that you can't control at that time. And so usually I think you should go introspective. You should work as hard as you can to improve and to get better. But that is something that definitely can distract you. And so hopefully you have a great layer of people that can be barriers from kind of the outside noise. The contract is going to be what it's going to be. And the only way you can continue to prove your worth is by going out there, executing every day on the court.
Good stuff. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for Orlando, they've got Bamba. Grant is out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Jonathan Isaac, and it's Jay in at the 4 slot. For Detroit, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Vucevic. And now Isaac running the floor all by himself.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Craig. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Chris, we hear the word switchability, popular term used these days. Talk about the importance of having guys who can defend multiple positions.
It's so important because it allows for the flexibility with your matchups. You can avoid being forced into mismatches. So you definitely need players like that. However, Kev, I think that the NBA is going switchability crazy. You shouldn't switch everything. Switching on defense should only be if the coach wants to take a player out the game or if it's just needed at the last second. Usually communication is the key because there are no new plays under the sun. You see the play coming and developing it, and if you can communicate, that's usually when you don't need to switch. I think coaches have lost trust in players' willingness to communicate, and switching has become kind of a lesser of two evils, I guess you could say. And I hope we get away from as much switching as we do because it puts guys in totally wrong positions. And if you have a smart offensive player, he'll pass his way out of that right to the guy with the mismatch.
Your take is real interesting. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Jackson with the bounce pass. Here's Drummond. Vucevic with the block, and he gets it back. Here's Craig. He's guarded by Fournier. Just 5 to shoot. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Wow, Drummond is one of the top rebounders in the game. You have to put a body on him, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, just to prevent him from coming away with a second chance opportunity.
And that was an Unleash Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Outside Jackson. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Vucevic. Here's Jay. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Jay's got 44.
Nice job to get to the rack before the D could get any help in the post.
Ellenson passes to Kennard. Drummond with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. Jackson against Augustine. Ball's knocked loose. Here's the break. Here's the teardrop. And he lays it up and in.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Jackson kicks to Ellenson. Pistons passing it around. Pass to Kennard. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Magic.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Drummond passes to Ellenson. A second chance effort. Drummond in the post. He's covered by Isaac. And that one's good. Drummond.
Yeah, Greg, so physical. Drummond, it's hard to keep him away from the rim.
Here's Jay. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Jay's got 48. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. He kicks it to Drummond. Shoots over Vucevic. And that one's good. Drummond.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Monster scoring run, but had to do this earlier. Now it shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that.
Jay, the pass to Isaac. And here's Augustine. Right wing. Pass to Jay. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Man, I am hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's a guy I'm looking for. AI.
Yo, what's up, man?
I got you lined up for an interview, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. Good luck.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And welcome back to the studio here on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith in a moment to speak with our postgame guest who's standing by on headset near the locker rooms.
Hey, Shaq here. As a team, you controlled the pace tonight, seized the advantage, never really let them back in it. What was your collective mindset while trying to protect that lead?
Well, we wanted to make sure we kept the work rate really high, We didn't allow ourselves to feel comfortable. Closing out games in the NBA, man, it's never easy. As soon as you take your foot off the pedal, that lead disappears. So credit to our guys for staying focused and not letting that happen.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For the Jet, for the Diesel, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew. The entire 2K Sports crew.
That's everyone.
Ernie Johnson. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, man. See ya.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. The action tonight will be happening out in Dallas, where the Mavericks will be going up against the Orlando Magic. For the Magic, they won their last contest that game.
Touchdown, boom, shakalaka. Oh, eyes on me, I see you watching. Oh, we do what we come to. Oh, if it's so, we come
We hope to see you again in our fans, so visit us online or at the ticket booth for availability on any future games.
Cause we not them. No, we not them. I gotta understand.
All fans in attendance will receive a poster
like a young bubble in a way. But I'm really trying to see how the face. Buy my chicken, my chalupas. Hey, make her with the roof up. Hey, backflip, make her do stunts. Hey, in the tuned up. Hey,
Be sure to join us at our top local game. At the end, you will receive very own complimentary Mavericks Beach Town.
The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge and the state flag of Texas looking majestic tonight. We're coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Magic in this one. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we're pleased to have on the sidelines tonight David Aldridge. Dallas playing for the home crowd again tonight. There's no question this game will put them to the test. Facing off against a team that has every expectation of beating them, they'll need to play a complete game to snare a win.
And for the Mavericks, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
And with one eye already on the offseason, I would guess they start tinkering with lineups, different personnel combinations as this season wraps up. That way they can start forming a plan for the future.
Vucevic with the bucket.
How about those instincts from the 7-footer? Vucevic uses that size to snag offensive rebounds.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Isaac out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the center position. Well, we're around the halfway point now, Doris. Some clubs are obviously in a rebuild mode, but it can be hard for many team owners to accept that and accept that path they're on.
Well, when you've been the guy to make that financial investment, there can be a little bit of impatience because one of your responsibilities is keep people in the seats. You've got to pay the bills. What you have to do is you make clear to the fans the vision that they have. If you make it clear, Kev, maybe they can sort of embrace the rebuild and celebrate the step-by-step progress.
Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Dantley's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really, catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
And he jams it with authority.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Down low, Augustine. Here's Jay. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. The Mavericks head coach and I did talk. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys they need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. So if their coach is right, their success today will depend on how well they shoot the ball.
And they're going to have to work hard at the offensive end to make that happen. Strong player movement and ball movement will be key.
Well, exactly, because you can have the most dangerous shooters in the league, but if they're not sharing the basketball, it doesn't do you any good.
A free throw drops for Augustine. Both free throws good from Augustine.
I think when you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, it's not hard to think about the ownership. Driven, intelligent, committed, and the team has embodied those traits.
Pass to Jay. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Mavericks trail by 8. Pass to Powell to halt the run, and the dunk by Powell.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
And you can blame it on a terrible defensive breakdown, one that could possibly swing the momentum here.
And even though the Mavericks had a couple of bad years in a row, this franchise remains rock solid.
Well, think about they've had consistency from the top down. It's a pioneering organization that's always looking at the next innovation. And remember, they have a very strong fan base.
Here's Doncic. After the made shot from Jay, down to 5 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. They get it again. Cousins, the pass to Powell. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Yeah, soft-looking jumper from Powell. Really tremendous confidence from mid-range.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their 2 meetings.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these 2 teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. J.J. Redick's checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaron Grant in for Augustine.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Now, here's Doncic. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis, and that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. .116 left to play in the first quarter.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
That one good for 2.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Here's Smith after the made shot from Jay. Smith left side. There's the pass to Kleba. Shoots over Bamba. That one a little long. Magic leading by 10. All sorts of time. Here's Gordon. The stupendous finish in traffic. Gordon's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, at 6'9", great athlete, Aaron Gordon can be a problem on the glass.
Here's Barnes, and it's blocked. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. The Magic making a switch here. Ross is checked in. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Barnes up top. He's covered by Isaac.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
Well, when people talk about Harrison Barnes, Doris, everyone will tell you he's one of the most poised and thoughtful players in the league.
I think some of that was on display during his tenure with the Golden State Warriors. And with this present organization, they've basically said, we need you to be a more vocal leader. And he's accepted that challenge.
So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Vucevic is out there with Jay, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Pistons was a driven man. He finished with 48 points and was his usual self on the defensive side with a number of steals. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Hey, David, thank you. Any chance he can match that, guys, and that performance again here tonight?
I tell you what, I know he believes he can. His confidence right now is sky high, and he doesn't think there's anybody that can stop him.
Well, there might not be, because he's coming into this game thinking he can be just as dominant as he was the last time he took the floor.
Now, here's Fournier. The shot's good from Jay.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They host the Kings after this game, and that will be the 3rd of 5 straight played at home. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Okay, now you've got to dial down the intensity a bit, right? That's his 2nd foul, and we still got a ways to go before halftime.
And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. Magic leading by 21. Fournier passes to Jay. Here's Vucevic, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, this is about the stellar interior game of Nikola Vucevic. Defender in his grill, no problem.
And the dunk by Powell.
Outstanding pass. He reads the play as it develops, and his lead pass is absolutely perfect.
No good from Jay. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. In the corner, Smith with it. He kicks it to Cousins. Shoots over Vucevic. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Cousins lives at the line. Just applies tremendous pressure on the defense.
Dallas shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
As fearless and physical as he is, Boogie gets to the line more than just about anyone.
And so it's Orlando taking a 19-point lead into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, great first half. You had it going. What was the difference?
Yeah, I just tried to come out and give my team a spark, have a little bit of energy, and it just turned out in some easy buckets.
We'll see if you can get more of those easy ones in the second half, Aaron. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Smith. Dwight Powell is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Doncic, and it's Dantley in at the 2. Doris, when you talk about coaching, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. One, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score and at the end of the, the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
To the middle, Isaac with the steal. To the paint, here's Vucevic.
Let's remember, we're talking about a fundamentally sound player. Nikola Vucevic gifted at fooling defenders with that pump fake.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
What you love about Nikola Vucevic is every night you know he's going to play hard and he's going to do whatever it takes to win. You love playing with teammates like that, guys.
Here's Dantley, who's guarded by Fournier. Yep, that one goes. And it's 7 points for Smith.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
The Magic have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Your Rebco's checked in for Dwight Powell. Now, here is Smith. He has 7, and the Mavericks call time here.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
And our third month into the season, things becoming a little more clear in the power rankings. Taking a look at Houston, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And right now for the Magic, they continue to obliterate expectations because they found a way to get the most out of the guys on this roster.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
You know, Greg, it's amazing that Doncic, at his age, could already have such a complete offensive game.
I mean, a terrific skill set. In Europe, Doncic spent plenty of time as a primary ball handler. Obviously can score in a number of ways, just a versatile threat.
And the first one drops.
And possesses such
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. The shot's good from Jay. Here's Smith. He's got 7. Barnes outside. Back to Smith. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Jerebko. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Jerebko's got 4 points this quarter. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Gordon, the pass to Jay. Bamba kicks to Gordon. Here's Jay. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Jay's got 28.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Gordon, the pass to Jay. It's good. Jay's got 30.
This guy's trying to close this game out in style. He's not going to stop attacking until he's sure this win is in the books.
Smith kicks to Antetokounmpo, and Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Luka Doncic. That free throw good from Jay.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Gordon. Fournier's checked in for Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. Now here's Cousins. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game.
How about the skills of Dwight Powell down low? Hard for the defense to match up with his length.
Here's Isaac. Passes it to Augustine. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Cousins finds Barnes. Cousins trying to free himself up. Barnes can't get it to go.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
Now Doncic, Powell, and good that time. Powell's got 12.
Well, you've got to like the energy that Powell is playing with on the offensive end, looking for his shot and feeling it.
And that's just a risky play to make a heave like that. Not worth it.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Magic lead by 21. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Jonathan Isaac, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 patrolling the paint. Barnes can't get it to go.
Boy, I didn't think he had a chance of stopping that lay-in. What a gutsy defensive play.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his 5th foul. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad. I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your...
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And that was an Unleashed Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. And that one, good.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
No good from Jay. Mavericks trailed by 21. Here's Dantley. And the three off target.
Boy, all sorts of space around him. If he can't hit those, the defense not going to worry too much about him.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Right. If you want to get back in the game, you simply can't afford to let long-range shooters get comfortable.
Cousins, rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Jay. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
It was right there for him. He'd love to have that one back. That was embarrassing.
Barnes looking around. Clock at 6. And it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. When it comes to building confidence, Doris, some people say playing one-on-ones in practice is a huge help. Is that something that you did when you were playing at Providence?
Kevin, I believe this could be the single greatest development tool for any individual player. If you start at the free throw line and play one-on-one against a player who's maybe slightly above your level or certainly at your level, and you limit that one-on-one from the free throw line to 2 dribbles or less, your skill set, I promise you, is going to develop. The other thing I would encourage young players to do is play 3-on-3 because it forces you to move and to cut and to screen and how to do those things properly if you're going to be effective. I love 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. It always helps you when you go back to the 5-on-5.
That's such great advice.
And so confident. Even amongst the trees, Doncic is fantastic at forcing the issue close to the rim.
That free throw good from Doncic. He hits both from the stripe. A lot of times late in the season, Doris, we see the expensive vets bought out of their contracts. Often they sign for a cheap price for a true contender, and that affects parity among postseason qualifiers.
No doubt about it, Kevin. It really brings into very sharp focus the value of a quality GM because the rich can get richer, and it can tilt things toward the top teams. I don't mind it, Kevin. Part of the reason these players agree to a buyout in the first place is the opportunity to choose their next situation. It is within the rules, and therefore I have no problem with it.
I like it as well.
Yeah, the good news, though, is they've already got the win wrapped up. He might as well sit back and enjoy this one.
And the Magic making a change here. Gordon's checked in. Over to the wing. Here's Kleba. Pass to Brunson. To the left side wing. We've seen, Doris, the NBA take a very active role in growing the game internationally. Talk about some of the specifics you've seen in that regard.
Well, I think you have a great leader at the top in Adam Silver who understands that the game is growing on an international stage. It's becoming increasingly popular. And so you see NBA teams going over and playing regular season games in different countries. That's one particular way. Then you have the NBA Cares initiative, which when those teams are over there, they can go out and build basketball academies. NBA in Africa is a once-a-year trip, and they bring 2 teams of NBA players. Think about some of the players off of that continent where they have turned into legit stars. So I think it's important that the game continue to develop, and I love that the NBA considers it part of their responsibility.
Here's Law, defended by Gordon. Law misses. For Orlando, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Magic.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so checking out their season record this game. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
Yes, good game, fellas. Good game.
Go.
We did it. Big time shot. Big time shot. That's it right there.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, 5-5 over their last.
We come to you tonight from the shores of Lake Erie as the streets of downtown Cleveland, Ohio are alive with activity. The Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands. as they prepare to defend their home court here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And, of course, Jay. To any doubters, he put them to bed as he made his acquisition look like a perfect fit in his first game out. Definitely a positive outing and boding well for things to come.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
A look at the Magic starting group. We've got Isaac. Vucevic is out there with Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. They get it again, and Love gets it to go.
Activity and effort and just waiting for the moment. Kevin Love picks that one up. Instinctual score there.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You can see it all over the league. Injuries, Brent, beginning to affect some teams, but it's hard to pay your stars and maintain a deep bench all under the salary cap. It's a very difficult dance to do.
This is why sitting next to you as a broadcaster is a really less stressful thing to do, rather than be a general manager in the league.
Yeah.
So hard to make.
But you could be a general manager in this league.
Maybe at some point, Kevin, but right now I'm enjoying this seat with you. And I'm wondering how it is that some of these teams can get creative with cap analytics guys and their strategy, how much they want to press forward given some of the restrictions of what you can do with your roster. But we know the more players you have that can step in and be ready, these deeper teams during the regular season usually pile up a few more wins than those that don't have that approach.
And there's the bucket from Jay.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble. Well, if my counting is right, they've made 4 of their first 5. That's good.
And he finishes nicely on the layup. Jay's got it, got 5 now.
Man, he's shooting the ball very well, in addition to creating for both himself and his teammates out there on a roll.
Evans passes to Thompson. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Great D that time from Vucevic. No good from Jay.
You got to be a little bit questioning of the defense, because I'm sure they feel foolish for giving that guy that look, but they survived it. Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
Plays it up and banks it in. He has 7.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
And here's Sexton. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston.
Loved his passing tonight as well. He was just cutting the defense to pieces out there.
Now here's Evans. 5 on the clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Evan Fournier.
Always the size of Evans is hard for the defense to deal with, so sometimes you just have to foul him and hope he misses.
A different look now for Cleveland. Henson comes in for Thompson. And it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in for Jetty Osman. The shot's good from Jay.
And right in the teeth of the defense, making a statement early in this one.
Yeah, pinpointing the rim protection with that attack, and no one makes enough of an effort there to stop him.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Now let's jump over to the 2K leaderboard to get an idea of which big men have been this season's most elite low-post scoring threats. Well, you look at Jay, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
He is so polished offensively in the low post. I mean, even when the defense collapses, he's got guys all around, and he finds a way to put the ball in the basket.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. I spoke with Cleveland's head coach. His big point of emphasis was that they have to be smarter at the offensive end. He thought both of the losses were due to poor decision-making, missing the open man, getting baited into taking bad shots. He feels at their best, they have to have high percentage scoring opportunities and finish strong. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. So the priority is on solid fundamental basketball, finding good shots.
And we know they have the tendency to shoot the lights out when things are clicking for them. We'll see if this is one of those nights.
Well, if it is one of those nights, I'd look out. There is not much an opposing defense can do when they get multiple players hot at the same time.
Zizic. Kicks it out to Love. Rebounded by Vucevic. For the Orlando Magic, they come in off a good outing against Dallas. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
The forwards are Osman and Love. Evans out there with Sexton, and it's Thompson in at the center position. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. To the wing right side. And here's Love from the arc.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. And as we check out this year's contenders for the dunk contest, we get a look at some of the showmen, the best showmen in the NBA.
And with the names on that list, you know we're going to have a crazy competition this year.
Well, you look at Jay, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
Yeah, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Love the pass to Sexton, and it's in there.
Love has a knack for recognizing when a teammate's going to break wide open.
Magic leading by 5. Here's Jay, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics.
And for the matchup with the Pacers, it won't be an easy one given it is coming on the back end of a back-to-back. But they've been playing some fantastic basketball lately. And when you are winning back-to-backs, you're feeling good about yourself.
And Orlando making a change here. Grant's checked in. Passes it to Love. Back to Evans. From deep. Hits it from three-point range. Evans has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Number 1, the Magic.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Here's Jay, makes it off the glass. Jay's got 23 points.
Great patience on the block, elevating with ease and then sinking the close range shot over the top of the D.
Now here's Sexton. Tight defense on him. And again, it's Cleveland.
You know, you got to respect Sexton's scoring ability. The closer he gets inside, the more effective he is.
Jay, the pass to Fournier. Grant outside. And they call an illegal screen here.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
A lot of this is just poor effort right now. He knows what the timing of the play should be. He gets a little lazy about what it could be.
Sexton kicks to Love. And it's off the back rim, no good. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Magic lead by 3. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kevin, how did you guys chip away at that deficit in the first half?
Oh, man, we just executed, got good shots, and got stops. That was really it.
All right, Kevin, thanks a lot for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Yeah, there's not any guy defensively that was bodying him up or contesting the shot, so right now he's feasting.
Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. Jay out there with Vucevic. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Mavericks got the job done. He had 46 points and did his work from both lines, hitting from beyond the arc and from the foul line. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. He lifted his game to an unreal level that night.
Yeah, he showed how dangerous he is when he's at his best. And, man, he'd love to keep that hot streak going here tonight.
Would you guys be surprised if he doesn't keep it going? I mean, the only way to follow up a game like that is with an even better one.
Brent, we've got great dunkers now, but you played at a time when there were sensational dunkers in the NBA.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys go over the top of me.
Including yourself.
Too kind. Here's your money. Kevin, I think about those old, and we remember these, the old VHS tapes where you used to get like the dunk highlight tapes. Those are still
Sean Kemp.
Oh, so fresh in my mind.
Dr. J.
Dominique Wilkins over the top. MJ over everybody.
Young Vince Carter.
Kenny Skywalker. I mean, just the list goes on and on. But the best in-game dunker, I think it's pretty unanimous that Vince Carter still holds the title. Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Drills it from outside.
Well, in this day and age, big men shoot more and more three-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
Now here's Evans. He has 7. Snatched away. Pass to Jay. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And here's what the Cleveland Cavaliers schedule looks like. On Sunday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Tuesday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago.
In that game against the Knicks, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Zizic comes in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Rondae Hollis-Jefferson in for Jetty Osman. And it's blocked by Gordon. To the inside, here's Ross. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And this group gives us a second look at the shooting guards leading their position in steals over the last 10 games. 4th, Tyreke Evans.
And both the hand speed and general quickness of the players on that list are outstanding. Those are the qualities you need to be an effective perimeter defender.
Well, if he was a light switch, he'd always be on. Defensively, they treat each possession like the game depends on it. They're looking to cause a little bit of chaos in any way that they can.
Good on the second free throw.
Oh, my gosh, I just got that.
And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Cavaliers. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That sets off a 5-game tour for them. Pass to Zizic. They need this. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And right now, the game plan seems to be working.
It looks like this team has finally gotten into the club and found its rhythm, trying their best to pull away.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Now, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
Really fit. It's a shoe in front of me. I started hooping for the Nike check. I play tennis for the Rolex. I be in Miami, never seen a beach. In the fighting blue, when you saw me.
John Henson's checked in for Kevin Love. And a change for the Magic. Bamba is checked in for Isaac. The Cavaliers trail by 9. Clarkson looking for an opening. From 13. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is good.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Orlando.
Here's Jay, and he dunks it down.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
And so here's Cleveland. The Magic getting the bucket. Evans kicks to Zizic. Back to Evans. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And checking out numbers for Evans, his last 10 games, he's around 14 points per game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
And the first one at the line is good.
Sometimes Evans gives you that speed burst, and that makes him so much more difficult to guard. It's a real problem given his size and versatility.
Sharon Grant, he's checked in for Orlando. Now here's Ross. Bamba passes to Ross. And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. There's the steal. There's Hollis Jefferson. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
Sexton, he's checked in for Tyreek Evans. The shot's good from Jay.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Clarkson dishes to Henson. There's a minute left in the third. Clock at 4. Here's Sexton. Lays it up and banks it in. Sexton's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And the muscle of Sexton, outstanding at just working through the contact and finding a way to finish. Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, here's Clarkson. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
Here's Clarkson after the made shot from Jay.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
We've seen him miss a couple from the line so far, going 2 for 4.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. And it's off from three-point range.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
The Magic have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
And he's taking care of the hard part tonight, which is getting to the line. But he hasn't finished the job once he gets there.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he's shooting his free throws to the tune of 75% this season. Fairly standard number.
Clarkson, it's interesting for him. He's not really a point guard and not really a shooting guard. So trying to find ways to stay in the game and stay aggressive and do whatever is asked of him to earn minutes.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Orlando out in front. They're up by 10. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Orlando leading by 10. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Cleveland, John Henson out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Thompson. Then there's Sexton. And it's Clarkson in at the 2.
Got into the paint and then smelled that he was around the rim and got it done. And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
And
into the lineup for the Magic. Jay.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Love. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Orlando, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Here's Jay. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Here's Osman. Love right side. They double team Love to the inside. Zizic, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
Jay, the pass to Isaac. Orlando moving the ball around. The shot's good from Jay.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Osman kicks to Love. Henson in the corner. The pass to Osman. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from the elbow. And he comes up with the deuce. Osman's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Here's Jay. Offensive rebound. Vucevic with the bucket.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Love right side. Zizic passes to Love, and that one goes long. Magic leading by 9. Outside Fournier. The feed now to Vucevic. Stolen by Henson. Wallace with it to the wing right side. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Passes it to Zizic. Here's Osman. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will be foul number 5 on him. Lets it fly, and the Cavaliers call time here. They're trailing by 7. 24 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jay.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. .24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Osman. 6 on the shot clock. And Thompson kicks to Sexton. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Outside Fournier. And so it's Orlando winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
I'm pretty sure this one's going on my highlight reel, guys. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Great game, guys. AI, you got a second?
Yeah, what's up, Charlie?
Guys in the studio have a few questions for you.
All right.
Media alcove right this way.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Shaq. You guys pulled out a nice win. Congratulations. What were you focusing on late in the game to protect that lead?
Well, Shaq, I think we did a good job as a team of just trying to play our game. You know, we don't force anything. We don't hold the ball too long. We don't make silly turnovers. That stuff is critical in a close game. When we set our minds to playing smart basketball, we position ourselves to come out with wins, like the one we just got tonight.
I finally know what AI stands for. Animal instinct. Back to you Ernie.
Here you go.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel, and today I am here with AI, our newest NBA 2K cover athlete. Well, thank you for having us in your home, and of course, coming on 2K TV.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Rachel.
So what was your first reaction when you found out that you were going to be on our cover?
Oh man, it was kind of surreal, you know. Obviously I've been a fan of 2K my entire life, but you know, since my career didn't start the way that I'd imagined, getting to this point is extra special. For a long time, it felt like it was not going to happen. So,
Yeah, tell us more about that, because your journey to the NBA wasn't conventional.
Yeah. So, you know, after college, I played in China for a while, and from there, you know, I played in the G League for about a full season, and then I got my shot to be in the NBA, and now here I am.
It's an amazing story, and also pretty inspirational for those players who may not be high draft picks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had to learn not to get down on myself and just not to get down on my circumstances. For me, it felt like when I learned to become a better player and teammate and person off the court, that's when things started to really happen for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about your relationship with Corey Harris?
Corey, man, yeah. We've been through some real ups and downs. His path to the NBA is way different than mine, and it took me a long time just to accept that, but yeah, we cool now.
But I heard that you guys get pretty competitive in NBA 2K.
Yeah, absolutely. We played all the time in college, and he'll deny it, but I'm definitely the better player.
Oh, and probably you being on the cover now probably adds to that rivalry a little bit, right?
Yeah, he's never going to live that one down.
I guess we'll have to see. Well, thank you so much again for coming on 2K TV, and congrats on your journey so far.
Thank you, Rachel.
High five. All right, I think that's it.
Nice. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So, what happened to Ronnie? I thought he was coming by, too.
Oh, yeah, he's still coming. He's just running a little bit late.
There
Rachel,
he is.
I'm so sorry.
There he is.
I got hung up. Oh, we'll catch up soon?
Yeah.
Good to see you, Rachel.
Bye.
Hey, my
What's
man.
up,
What's
man?
up, dude?
How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, listen, I got hung up fixing the servers. Do you mind if I change?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I got
cool.
a bathroom right here you can use. The light's kind of twitchy, so you might have to... What? Did you just change in my kitchen?
Hey, we got to do these promos. We got to get some marketing done for the cover athlete. Look,
okay.
I got to get to London, so can we hustle up?
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right, let's get it done.
Are you okay, man?
I'm good. I'm all right.
All right.
We just got to hurry. Can I selfie?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get a
Just
selfie real quick. Yeah, that one's definitely going on the gram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, man, we are so fired up to have you on the cover athlete. The whole team's been talking about it.
Oh, man, believe me, I'm super excited, too. And you guys got to get me down there early for the preview so I can do some mocap, too.
Yeah. We'll talk to your manager about it. We'll make that happen.
Nice.
But you're also going to get some work on those sticks.
Hey, look, you got lucky last time. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah. All right, man. Look, I got to get out of here.
Okay,
Wheels
okay.
up. Wheels up.
Yeah.
Got to go.
You sure you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. We got what we needed.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Oh, you forgot your bag and your clothes.
Hey, keep my clothes. Keep them.
Oh, let me go see what he got.